All right, everyone. Hillary Clinton would like to gently remind you of the fact that she's still relevant in her own mind. She came out talking about Assange, right? He must pay for what he's done. Thinking to myself, the tragic irony of Hillary Clinton telling someone that they need to pay for some supposed crimes. Again, what crimes? And are they substantial? Like, nobody, as far as I know, has provably been harmed as a result of WikiLeaks releases. That's number one. Number two, again, Clinton's own supposedly good friend that she served under, Barack Obama, commuted the person most involved with the specific incident that they are attempting to charge Assange with conspiracy for, which was namely when Manning took, classified material, some thousands of pages, related to the war effort, gave them to WikiLeaks, and it was published. Now, Manning served for years in a cell, and Obama said, okay, well, that's enough. The sentence was excessive. I'm commuting it. That total term, wasn't it like close to 5 years, I think? And that's like the maximum that Assange would get. Basically, the charge against him is not as substantial as some people think. It's very funny because the DOJ doesn't want to overstep and end up fucking itself in the ass by trying to bring greater charges against him, basically. The problem is, if they were to go after him like, oh my god, fucking espionage and conspiracy and treason, all of these things, it would open up a massive First Amendment can of worms, and probably SCOTUS would have to be involved. He might end up getting to be a free man simply because the judiciary comes in and quashes an executive attempt to prosecute, and then the legislature would be all fucked up because they think he's a Russian agent. But the gall of Hillary Clinton knows absolutely no fucking boundaries. Like, from calling most of the American population like irredeemable and deplorable, or at least a large proportion of the voting population, actually. From that to blaming, like, the pink hat wearers for her election loss. Oh, if only they had turned out in these numbers, like when they were protesting after Trump won. If only they had turned out like this on election day. Well, they did, Miss Clinton. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Everyone's responsible for her problems except for her, and she's the only one responsible for her victories, and she will tell you loud and long. Now she's coming out and saying that Assange needs to pay for, like, whatever fucking crimes he supposedly committed. Yeah, it's a big crime, Mrs. Clinton, because when you were head of the State Department, it was very, very opaque indeed. The Clintons like secrecy. They don't like the idea that people would know what's actually going on, and so to them, it's like a cardinal sin what Assange did, and what he continues to do. Like, WikiLeaks, I think, dumped a bunch of shit earlier, probably in retaliation for all of this nonsense. It's like, when Assange comes in, there's always the vague possibility that he doesn't even, end up facing any time in jail. There is a vague possibility that he gets indicted, but that the charges don't stick, that the conspiracy charge is thrown out. It is, I mean, it's not likely, but it would be funny. It would be so funny to me. Let's say they get him extradited. They bring him here, put his fucking kangaroo court trial, and somehow he wins. And he comes out of the courtroom and he's like, well, I guess now I'm free and in the United States. This is pretty great because now, like, Sweden and the UK can't touch me. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, and he would deserve it too. He deserves to be a free man. He's already been in solitary confinement for the last couple of years, and he's basically been in prison before that. How is one little suite with kind of its own stall bathroom in the Ecuadorian embassy with only the most limited outside contact, throttled internet, and limited access to basically, even basic needs like fucking shaving and stuff? How is that different from the kind of federal institution he'd probably end up in anyway? Because those particular federal, like, white-collar prisons aren't that much different, I would think. They're not exactly it's not a supermax facility. It's not like, it's not like Guantanamo Bay or something like that. So it wouldn't be any different. Like, even if he goes to prison, he'll be like, oh, what the fuck has changed? It's just like being back at home, except I don't have my cat with me. And apparently embassy cat people are really, like, cut up about that. They're like, oh, I'll restore its owner and fucking ship the cat over with Assange. Dude, it's the only steady companionship the poor dude's had for years. It's like fucking Wilson the volleyball at this point. It's, again, clown world. It makes me laugh a little bit to think about just the stupidity of the fucking situation. That doesn't make any sense. No, we should be prosecuting Clinton. If anyone should be held accountable for their crimes, it's Clinton, definitely not Julian Assange. He told people the truth. Clinton tells people lies. He demonstrably, as far as I can tell, never got anyone killed. The Clintons, I'm not even going to bother addressing the fucking issue. Hillary Clinton has caused untold amounts of catastrophic death and suffering all over the world. Look at Libya. Libya was Clinton's pet project. I don't even think Obama gave a damn. I think he basically just gave Hillary Clinton carte blanche to ruin the country. Probably, I don't know, in retaliation. What did Gaddafi say to your husband, Mrs. Clinton, that was so bad that you decided to destroy his country and have him dragged out and sodomized to death in the middle of a street? On video, by the way, you can actually look at it for yourself. She found that fucking hilarious. I'm sure, I watched it gleefully, I'm sure. She laughed about the fact that he had died. You know, we came, we saw, he died. Then she does her cackle. Some people have put, like, you know, thunder cracking over that and like, you know, Palpatine music and shit. And it's really true. She is a little bit like Palpatine. She's even beginning to look a little bit similar. By the way, new Star Wars coming out. They're trying to tease that. And it's like, fucking, yeah, the saga ends here. Yes, please let it end. Please let people's suffering end. We've got the original trilogy. The prequels are at least watchable. Rogue One was good. Just fucking leave it alone. If Hillary Clinton got her way, there'd be infinite Disney Star Wars so that people could suffer more. You know, you've got to have contempt for people like this. He's got to pay for what he did. What did he do? Who published material? Oh my God, independent journalism. Oh my God, it's a terrible thing. She likes the people at CNN that'll take marching orders for her. That's really what it's about. That's about all. Peace out.